Well, good morning and thanks for starting off your week with us. It is Monday, June 25th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Morano. Great story coming up about those kid inventors. I was never much of a forward thinker as a kid, were you?
No. As far as inventions, no way.
Yeah, and a little bit about the story. The thought of this came from those hurricanes that hit last year. So educational, all those great things.
Practical, gotta love it.
Of course. We'll get to that in just a minute. But Beth Finello is in for Elisa this morning. Let's check in with her to get that forecast first on this Monday.
Good morning, Joe and Lauren. We've had a very wide scattered amount of rain over the last couple of hours, and we do have more rain on the way. We do have this widespread storm coming into the Ozarks this morning. That'll come in the next couple of hours. In terms of severity, these storms are not going to be all that severe, just very heavy downpours because we have plenty of atmospheric moisture here this morning. Look at this, plenty of blues and greens, very in the middle of our low to high. But because we have all that atmospheric moisture, we do have a lot of oranges and reds on the muggy meter. Stepping outside this morning, it's going to be very humid. Temperatures right now in the upper 60s. Dew points also in the upper 60s, which is why we are so humid this morning. And that's going to stick around through the rest of today. Temperatures across the board in the upper 60s, couple mid 60s up by Lake of the Ozark and Rolla. But dew points, they are right there with those temperatures, which is why it is so humid out there. The rain chances are going to diminish by right around lunchtime, and then later this afternoon we're going to see another round of storms after 2 o'clock. It's what it's starting to look like. So again, we're going to see some this morning that will affect your morning commute. Lunchtime should be pretty dry, and then your evening commute home is going to be pretty soggy as well. Joe and Lawrence, make sure you guys bring your umbrella outside today.
All right, Beth, thanks. We'll see you again in about 10 minutes. And some political coverage now. The government says it knows the locations of all the children who have been separated from their parents under the Trump administration's zero-tolerance immigration policy.
As CBS's Hannah Dober reports, the plan to reunite families, though, is still unclear.
On Sunday, the president tweeted that the U.S. cannot allow all of these people to invade our country, and with no judges or court cases, bring them back from where they came. Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren responded to the tweet after touring an immigration center in South Texas.
A woman comes here with her 4-year-old son and says, I am asking for amnesty. I have been threatened by gangs in my home country. We should at least give her a hearing.
Some Republicans, too, question the zero-tolerance policy.
It certainly was done in a ready, fire, aim way.
The policy separated more than 2,000 children from their parents before President Trump signed an executive order last week. The order detains families together while parents wait for a court hearing. A Texas charity that helps border crossers says 32 parents separated from their children were freed yesterday after authorities withdrew criminal charges. Annunciation House says working with the government to now reunite those families will be difficult.
And they're not going to be able to talk to their children, and actually they're not going to be able to talk to anyone who's going to be able to give them any information.
Oklahoma Republican James Langford says the children are being tracked.
We know where every single child is.
A new CBS News poll shows 48% of all people believe it's a high priority to reunify families. Hannah Dober, CBS News.
Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer says President Donald Trump should appoint someone to oversee the multiple agencies involved with illegal immigrants. The Departments of Justice, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security, and Defense all play a role.
Some more local news for you now. It's been almost 63 years since a fire at the Consumers Warehouse Market on College Street killed 3 people, including 2 children in Springfield. Many believed at the time that it was caused by a fireworks display that caught fire. Pictures that you see here are from the News Leaders archive from 1955. This would be the reason that Mayor Warren Turner called a special meeting at City Council to ban the sale of fireworks within city limits. It passed and still does remain in effect.
And with the 4th of July coming up quickly, people are already lighting fireworks to celebrate, but do remember when you are lighting them to always put safety first. Firework injuries usually happen when people aren't following instructions correctly. Kevin Trogdon with the fire department says some safety tips when lighting fireworks.
Only adults should be using them. You probably should have a pair of safety glasses on around those. You know, once if you attempt to light a firework and it does not go off, don't attempt to relight that one. Don't pick it up and handle it.
Ogden says the manufacture, sale, and storage of fireworks is prohibited in Springfield. That's why you can only find them outside city limits. Only sparklers are allowed inside city limits, so if you or your kids do get injured, seek medical attention immediately.
Elsewhere now, when 3 deadly hurricanes made landfall last year, an idea for an invention was sparked by a group of Springfield homeschoolers. 1 year later now, that invention has won them a trip to the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. The kids met through the Queen City STEM Facebook page. It's where one of the girls' mothers recruited the group to enter into a worldwide competition called the Invent It Challenge. The invention that helped them win the contest for their age division is called the Fill Turbine Guttering System. It's a home guttering system equipped with a turbine to generate energy and filter clean water for those affected by hurricanes or flooding. Now the kids are excited to have this project showcased at the Smithsonian.
I think it's really a great honor for our prototype to be put in the museum, and I think it will be inspiring for other kids too, because my team is just a bunch of 10-year-olds from Springfield.
We ended up with this Invent It Challenge.
Great to hear. So the kids will leave on Wednesday for their trip and will come up with another invention with other kids, as well as getting a tour of the Smithsonian. And the group tells Color 10 there will be a ribbon cutting ceremony where their invention will be on display for 1 year in D.C.
To Right to Know this morning that a man from Joplin drowned in Shoal Creek Saturday night. The Highway Patrol says 44-year-old Brad Wendell went under the surface just before 9 p.m. and never came back up. Wendell was located by Newton County rescue divers.
Around the region for you, a truck driver is in serious condition after an accident in Kansas City. His semi went off an overpass on Interstate 670 near I-70 and falling nearly 60 feet. The truck, which appeared to be carrying produce, broke in 3 parts.
Next thing you know, I see this truck going over the top of the bridge like I'm in a movie. Is this a stunt or what's going on? But I seen it was real, so I went and seen if the man was going to be alive, because I would think this guy can't make it.
No other vehicles were involved in this, and an investigation into the accident is underway now.